Okay, have you people tried the diagram for this? Can you tell me the diagram here? As per you, I will just draw the diagram.
0 to 1 amplitude 2 mark.
Amplitude is 1. Okay, amplitude is 1.
2
Amplitude is
mark.
1 or 2?
2 mark.
Amplitude is 2. Then where we will have the samples?
0 to 1.
0 to 1 now. Means 0 and 1. Only at 0 and 1 we have the samples. Is it right? See, I did not solve it now, so I am not knowing it. What about others?
Yes, ma'am, same.
0 and 1, at 0 and 1, are you getting the sample values as 2? The amplitude is 2?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay, fine, fine. But as per my notes, let me solve now. See, I see my notes. Sometimes I might have done the problem fastly, I might have committed mistake. See, my diagram is like this, so I am getting the doubt. So let me
And
just
only at 0, ma'am.
only at 0, correct? So what about Sanjay? Where you have gone wrong? Check it once. So this is your u of n. This is your u of n. Then u of n minus 1. U of n minus 1 means minus 1. That means at plus 1 the sample value starts. Plus 1 the sample value starts. So this is also 1 and this is also 1. Now I have to take the minus of this. If I take minus of this, definitely I'll be having sample only at the origin. Check it. Harshita and Sanjay.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
At 1, the values will be cancelled from 1 to infinity. So I have the sample value only at the origin. Okay. So now seeing this structure, you know whether definitely it is a memoryless and definitely it is a causal, and you have to solve this to get the stability. See, as per the question, I no need to go for summation and expansion. I no need to go. Why? Because I do not have any samples here. If I do not have any samples, I have to not to use. I cannot use summation. I have only one answer, that is 2. The amplitude is 2. So I can say the output is 2. The complete summation h of k will be equal to 2, which is less than infinity. So the system is stable. I hope you are clear why we are not expanding the summation, because we do not have any samples to expand it. We have only single sample at the origin. So even if you expand, the complete term will be equal to 2 only, which is less than infinity. So the system is stable. Okay. So now we will move on to the next problem. So next problem is in having the sinusoidal signal along with the delta. So let me draw the signal. So I know my delta of n is over here. Delta of n is over here. This is my delta of n. And sine n pi any time it is equal to 0. You all know very well. Sine n pi. Any time it is equal to 0. So now, see, just to confuse you, they have given this term. Suppose if they give cos n pi here, you cannot make it as 0. The analysis will be different. Since it is n pi, sine n pi, so it is 0. So if it is 0, I can rewrite my question as h of n is equal to just delta of n. Then using this, I can easily make out whether the system is memoryless, causal and stable. So again, I no need to explain the same concept. So the system is memoryless, you know very well why it is, and system is causal and system is stable. So only uniqueness in this problem is how to consider sine n pi in the question. That's it. Suppose if it is plus cos n pi, can anybody tell me how do we do the analysis cos n pi?
Delta n plus 1.
It is not delta n plus 1. Okay, we should not directly Add with plus 1. See, because cos n pi is not always equal to plus 1. It takes the value of minus 1 and plus 1. So I have to do the representation in terms of diagram only if it is plus cos n. See here, my delta of n is over here. Okay, delta of n is over here. Okay, and my cos n pi, cos, you know where it starts. Cos starts from the amplitude 1. So my cos n pi will be like this. So when I add these two, so I will add here the amplitude is 1 and here also the amplitude is 1. So again it becomes delta function only. Again my final thing will be delta of n only. Because here I do not have, no. It is not a product, it is a
Cost
summation.
function.
Yeah, it is a summation, very good. It is a summation, it is not a multiplication, okay. So when I add these two, definitely I will have what? At 0 only I have the amplitude 2. At 0 the amplitude is 2. And see, I am drawing the amplitude as 2. And other values, the amplitude will be 1 only. So my final answer is like this. I hope you are getting it. So since we are adding it, I will be having the final signal is in terms of cos only. So if it is in terms of cos, how you will write the property? Is it memoryless or memory? It is
Memory.
memory. And then what about causality?
Partial.
It is causal. And what about stability? It will be unstable. Why, you know? The cos signal, it will be oscillating completely. We don't know where it stops. I hope you are getting it. So because of this reason, definitely it is unstable. It will not stop. It is continuously oscillating. So the system will be unstable. Okay. So now the next question is h of n is equal to cos of n, u of n. Um, so since it is u of n, okay, u of n means, and it is multiplied with cos function. So I can draw the signal. See, better you draw the signal, then only you can easily analyze it. The difference between previous question and this question means, previous means if it is cos in the previous question, I said at n is equal to 0, the amplitude is 2. Other places the amplitude is 1. But for this problem, the amplitude is same throughout. It is a cos signal. Only from 0 to infinity I have the cos signal. So when we analyze it, it is not memoryless, it is causal. And I said in the previous problem itself, if it is cos, I said it is infinity. The signal goes to infinity. It keeps on oscillating. So definitely the system is unstable. But simply you cannot write unstable, right? So you have to do with the formality. What is the formality? You have to write the formula. You have to substitute the h of k value and you have to show that it is equal to infinity. So we have to follow the step in this way and then we have to conclude that it is unstable. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So now the next problem, I will not show my notes, just solve it and get me the diagram. As per you, I will just draw the diagram here. H of n expression is equal to minus 1 power n within the bracket u of n plus 2 minus u of n minus 3. See, based on the diagram only, you will be able to conclude about causality and memoryless. First, I want you to solve the bracket term, complete bracket term, and get me the answer. You forget about this minus 1 power n because we cannot predict. If n is even, I will get positive amplitude 1. If n is odd, I will get negative amplitude minus 1. So forget about this. We want at what n values I am having the samples in the question. That's it.
Minus 2 to 2.
Minus 2 to 2. Okay. Minus 2 to 2 means is it continuously plus 1 amplitude or it is how it is when you solve the bracket?
Plus 1 on.
Everything is plus 1, huh? What about others? Because I have not solved separately the bracket term in my notes. So I am asking you, check it and tell me. Maybe this answer is correct. Okay. So now I will apply, see if n is equal to 0, then I will apply here. It is multiplied with this, no, n is equal to 0. So minus 1 power 0 is 1 only. So this amplitude is always correct. I will not change it. Now I will substitute n as 1. If I substitute n as 1, then I will get the amplitude as minus 1. So then I will change the diagram into minus 1. I hope you are following it, why I have now changed this. Similarly, can you now recheck and get me what about at 2? What about the amplitude?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now can you analyze and tell me what about memoryless property, stability property, sorry, memoryless and caution you tell me.
Not
Stability,
memoryless.
it is not memoryless.
Not memoryless.
What about causality?
Not causal.
Not causal. And you have to solve for the stability. See, stability means what? Summation of the complete samples. So summation of complete samples means what? I have 1 and I have minus 1. I have at plus 1 the amplitude is 1 and at 1 it is minus 1 and at 2 it is plus 1. So when I add all the samples, see summation of the samples, that's it. So 1, 1, 1, 3 ones minus 2, the answer is 1. I think I have done mistake here. 5 is wrong, okay, in my notes. So you know what is the meaning of summation of h of k? Summation of h of k means what? All the samples you are adding it. When you add all the samples, it will be 1. So the my handwritten answer in the notes is wrong. 5 I have written. It is wrong. It is 1 less than infinity. So it is 1 less than infinity. So the system is stable. Okay. So now the next problem is bit different from all the above problems. I want you to just copy the question. The input and output of LTI system is related by y of n is equal to 0.8 x of n plus 1 plus 0.8 into x of n minus 0.4 into x of n minus 1. They are asking find the impulse response of the system. Impulse response. Impulse response means the variable is h of n. And the second sub question is the system memoryless, causal and stable? They are asking it. And in the third sub question, they are asking find the output if x of n is equal to u of n plus 1 minus u of n minus 3. So this problem is completely different from all the above problems. See, in this module, see if they ask you to verify the properties called memoryless, causal and stability in third module. So definitely I can analyze only when h of n is given. But here, instead of h of n, they have given y of n. If y of n is given, I cannot analyze it. Somehow I have to find h of n from the given question. So that's why they have already told us to calculate impulse response. If they do not mention also calculate impulse response, It is our duty to calculate the impulse response h of n. From the impulse response only, I can analyze the memoryless, causality and stability in third module. See, in the question paper, they give problems based on the module wise only they give the problems. So in the second module, they give the problems based on stability, memoryless, causality, everything using Y of n expression. And in third module, definitely they should give the question in terms of h of n to find the stability, memoryless, causal, or etc. If they do not give h of n in the third module, somehow you should find the h of n, and after finding h of n only you can analyze the property. All of you able to understand what I am trying to convey here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So my first duty is finding h of n. Okay. So listen here. Always, if y and x is given in the question, to find h of n, always we try to prefer x, the input x in terms of delta. This is the default analysis. Default we will keep. Defaultly we will keep x of n is equal to delta of n. So if I keep x of n is equal to delta of n, you know delta of n is nothing but 1. That means y is equal to, so I will write here, y of n is equal to, as per the general formula, y of n is equal to x of n convolution with h of n. This is my main formula. Okay. So now what I am trying to convey here is, if I keep x of n defaultly as delta n, see, just for my simplification purpose, just to avoid the complexity, I am keeping x of n as delta of n. So delta of n convolution with h of n. You know very well, if you have delta convoluted with any variable, the final is nothing but it is like 1 multiplied with h of n. So my answer is h of n only. So in order to get h of n easily, I am keeping x of n as delta of n. So I want you to write these steps in your notebook. This is not written in my notes. So you should know how you got y of n is equal to h of n for this problem. It is based on the convolution. So I have written the answer directly in my notes. Y of n is equal to h of n. So if y of n is equal to h of n, okay, I want to write in terms of h of n in terms of equation. So how to write y of n is equal to h of n. This complete thing is now h of n. I can write h of n as 0.8, 0.8. So instead of x, I have to take delta because I kept x as delta. So x of n plus 1 is now delta of n plus 1 plus 0.8 into delta of n minus 0.4 into delta of n minus 1. Do you have any doubts in this? Yes or no?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay, now, see, now let me write this h of n from equation into just the samples. So delta of n plus 1, you know where the delta of n plus 1. Originally your delta of n is over here. Delta of n is over here. See, n plus 1 means it will be at minus 1. Okay, this is delta of n plus 1. And similarly, I have delta of n minus 1. Delta of n minus 1 means it will be over here. Delta of n minus 1. So as per my h of n equation, I have to add everything. Okay. So this I can represent in terms of sample values as 0.8, 0.8, minus 0.4. Okay. So you should show the index. Index, I told you, index we have to show for the origin. So as per this problem, my center number is my index. That is at 0th position. So I have represented here at 0. At 0 I have an amplitude 0.8. This is my index. Now you got a clear picture. Other than 0 also you have the sample values. So you can say that The system is not memoryless. Am I right? The system is not memoryless. Similarly, causality. How do you find the causality? You have the sample at the negative value also, negative, less than 0 also, less than n equal to 0 also, you are getting the sample. So it is definitely non-causal. And see, if you have sample values in the question, summation of k equal to minus infinity to plus infinity h of k implies all the sample values you have to add it. So if you add all the sample values, check whether you are getting 2 as the answer. See here, minus 0.4. Minus 0.4 means magnitude only we are taking. Okay. So 0.8 plus 0.8 plus 0.4 is equal to 2, which is less than infinity. The system is stable. Have you completed this problem, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
See, in the previous problem, make a correction. I forgot that magnitude in the formula. Okay. See, I told directly you to add it. Actually, as per the formula, it is magnitude of h of k. So the answer 5 is correct only. I want you to change in your notebook. So at minus 2, the amplitude is 1, okay? And at minus 1, the amplitude is minus 1. This minus 1 should be considered as plus 1 only, because I am considering magnitude of h of k. So I forgot that magnitude part, so I told you wrongly the answer. Now you change it. At 0, the amplitude is 1. Again at 1, minus 1, but I have to take the magnitude, so it is plus 1. And at 2, the amplitude is plus 1, so the answer is 5 only. Please change it in your notebook. Please don't forget the magnitude part. I totally forgotten when I was adding the samples in the previous problem. So here again, since it is magnitude, this minus 0.4 becomes plus 0.4. Okay, so it is 2. See, what else is asked in the question? What else is asked? Somebody, can you tell me what is else? What else we need to find in this problem?
Output effects of n is equal to u of n plus 1 minus u of n minus 3.
Okay, fine. So can you solve this u of n plus 1 minus u of n minus 3? Anyone? So we need to solve it. We want to convert this into numbers because they are asking output. Output is nothing but y of n, right? Y of n I want if x of n is given. How will I get y of n? When I do the convolution of x of n with h of n, then only I will be getting the output y of n. And here already I have h of n in terms of just numbers. So if I find x of n also in terms of numbers, then easily I can do the convolution. So can anybody draw the diagram for u of n plus 1, u of n minus 3, and can you completely solve this x of n and tell me the sample values? So u of n plus 1 means it will be at
Minus 1 to 2.
Okay, minus 1 to 2. I want others also to acknowledge this answer, whether it is correct or wrong. I want somebody to acknowledge it. Sharon, is it right, ma? Make it quick.
Yes, ma'am, it's right.
It's right, okay. So now, see, convolution means, you have big procedure as well as you have a shortest procedure. Since this problem is already lengthy, I want to use cross verification method. I hope you all remember. When we solve the problem, we have used cross verification method to verify our answer. So I will take x of n towards the row wise. X of n, all the amplitudes are 1, 1, 1, 1 only. So I want you to better write x of n in terms of samples. So this carries step marks in the exam. So it is 1, 1, 1, 1. And the index is here. Okay. So Then I am performing convolution of x of n with h of n. H of n is over here. Okay, h of n is over here. So it is 0.8. It is 0.8, 0.8, 0.8 minus 0.4. Okay, minus 0.4. So you know what I am doing here. Convolutions, shortcut method I told no to verify your answer. So that method we can follow here and you can complete the convolution instead of method 1, method 2, etc. Can anybody try solving this and get me answer? So it is 0.8 here. So the 0.8, 0.8, 0.8, 0.8, and the second one is also the same 0.8. Everything is same. Okay. The drawing the diagonal lines and adding is important here. 0.8, 0.8, and minus 0.4, minus 0.4, minus 0.4, minus 0.4. Anybody solve this? Next is we need to draw the diagonal line. So the first answer is 0.8 only, second answer is 0.8 plus 0.8, and third answer is minus 0.4 plus 0.8 plus 0.8, and the fourth answer is also minus 0.4, 0.8 plus 0.8, fifth answer is minus 0.4, 0.8, and last answer is minus 0.4. Can anybody get me the answer? I will write here in the screen for you. Y of n is equal to
0.8,
wait a minute now. 0.8 is your first answer. Then 0.8. Then come on. 1.6.
1.6.
Very good. Then
1.2,
1.2.
1.2. Tell me then.
1.2.
1.2. Then come on.
0.4.
0.4,
0.4. Come on.
Minus 0.4.
Minus 0.4. Okay. See, this is not the end of this problem. I need to know the index where it should start. When I was solving the problem, I had given the shortcut method. Okay. What is the shortcut method? Anybody remembers? See, h of n is also starting at minus 1. X of n is also starting at minus 1. That means minus 1 plus of minus 1. That means I have to add the index of both the values, x of n and h of n. So it is showing minus 2. So that means the first answer 0.8 is minus 2, 1.6 is minus 1. Then which is the index here? 0th index is 1.2. Am I right? Can you people follow this? Make it quick.
Yes, ma'am.
So index, you know what is index? The starting index of x of n is minus 1. The starting index of h of n is minus 1. So minus 1 plus minus 1 is equal to minus 2. That means my first sample is at minus 2. The second sample is at minus 1. So the third sample is at 0. So 2, 0, I have to show the arrow mark here. And I told how many samples will be there in the final answer. What is the method? n1 plus n2 minus 1. So n1 is 4 and n2 is 3. 4 plus 3 is how much? 7. 7 minus 1 is 6. Can you count? Do you have 6 samples in the answer? 6 samples?
yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So successfully we have written the answer correctly. This is just cross verification. So how many samples are there in our output, whether it is matching with the original concept. So with this, the problems under the properties we have completed, and still we have some more problems based on step response. You can see in the screen, step response. So step response, we have around some 10 problems. I have written these things from all the question papers, referring all the question papers, I have solved it. So once we solve